It's the ones we don't like. We make them do it all.
So you ain't like your husband.
I ain't trying to embarrass my husband even more on the internet, but he was a simp and I seen the opportunity and I took it.
Well, I'm saying what his qualities was.
I mean, for one, he accepted the fact that I have 3 kids.
So you got 3 kids too?
So I wanted to have a conversation with you guys here today on the back of a piece of content that I just uploaded to my Instagram none too long ago. Now, I typically upload short form content up on the Instagram more often than not to get an idea that the way that I'm thinking about a piece of content is the way that my audience thinks about a piece of content. You could think of it as a test and learn. Nevertheless, the video that I just posted is getting the exact reception that I thought that it would. So I wanted to take that short form piece of content on IG and then bring it up to YouTube to have a much more long or just longer form discussion. If you want to follow me on my Instagram, by the way, it's at the real MTR. And trust me, in a second, I'm going to go over this particular video because it is so damn ridiculous. All right. But before we let's start this off the correct way. Let me preface this conversation in saying that it's obvious that men today are facing epidemic after epidemic. What is it that I mean by that? Well, there's currently an epidemic of self-deletion rate, at least successful self-deletion rate amongst young men. There is an epidemic of feminism, which seeks to control as well as destroy men. There's an epidemic within our court systems, including incarceration rates and length of time of incarceration. There's an epidemic within the family court system. There is an epidemic of paternity fraud. There is an epidemic of things within our mainstream media propaganda, such as hashtag believe all women. There is an epidemic of being cast out for the things that you believe in lieu of what is popularized within the typical mainstream narrative, which, might I add, that for the common average man doesn't give a F about you. They don't care about you, and they show that to you time and time again, which is why it is so important within your life to generate your life for you. Because there's nobody out here that will save you. The world owes you nothing. The world owes you no pity, and you must understand that. Because if you do not go out of your way to protect yourself by any means necessary, evil will creep in. And evil people will do absolutely evil things in order to one-up you, to take advantage of you, or just to simply use you. They will stop at nothing to control you, and they will shame you into reality that only benefits them, yet shits on you. And at the end of it, will laugh about it on a podcast for the likes, the clicks, the validations, just like the lovely young woman that we're about to go through right now. Now, as I say all of these different things, it's not all. But there's such a large number of them that we must have conversations in regards to this, all right? And you need to be an expert in identifying these harlots before they creep their ways into your life as well as take advantage of you. This is why they hated Kevin Samuels so much. This is why they hate information that men seek out on male podcasts, because it weakens them. Information is power. The more information that you have that you can absorb and to deploy within your daily toolkit, the less powerful that these demon, serpent, ratchet women can be. Let's get into the content. Trigger warning before we get started within this. Simple-minded chicks will simple mind, but it's just a damn shame because undoubtedly the words that she says is infectious to others. Let's go.
Do a lot if we really feeling you. It's the ones we don't like. We make them do it all.
So you ain't like your husband.
Look. That's not funny.
I ain't trying to embarrass my husband even more on the internet, but he was a simp and I seen the opportunity and I took it.
Well, I'm saying what his qualities was.
I mean, for one, he accepted the fact that I have 3 kids.
So you got 3 kids too?
I have 3 children.
Just listen to the logic of what she said, because again, this epidemic within mainstream culture that modern men today face, see, over there, they say that a man is weak for not taking on a woman with children. But over here, we tell you, Don't do that shit. And in fact, if you do that and you do not have children of your own, that is simp behavior. But they chastise you for listening to content like me. And in fact, they build feminist organizations up in order to try to take down content creators like me when it's the goddamn truth. So what is it going to take? Women saying the exact same thing that I am saying for it to finally permeate to the masses? She said it herself. He was a sucker. Set him up for the lick. And he's got no one to blame but his damn self. But I keep telling y'all, the world owes you nothing. If snake charmers take advantage of you, then it's your own damn fault. Let's continue to cook.
And the niggas supposed to come with the bag?
They supposed to come. And that's why you have to have a bag.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you got to take care of me and my kids.
So
I got to take care of you and your kid, which is so crazy to think about because these women will give their womb up to dudes not making six figures, but then expect that the product of themselves on a dating marketplace today is supposed to be valued more later on after they've given their womb away. But hopefully this brother is not so far gone that he can't take what's left of his dignity, what's left of him, and leave this treacherous demon, witch, serpent woman. My man is out here financing another man's kid and getting disrespected by his wife. Crazy.
like you automatically get these responsibilities.
Yes.
Stop playing.
I'm not playing.
And how many niggas doing this?
I have between 2 or 3.
I'm saying, how many have you ran into in life?
Okay, so let's say I run into 100 dudes. Probably about 4 of them.
Yeah, they're about the odds. I fuck
about-
with that now.
probably about
they're
4
about,
of
they're
them.
about the odds. All right, all right, all
Probably
right.
I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, that's
Up the
not. Yeah, no.
number.
So that kind of sound like you are delusional. You just catching. It's just a sucker born every day.
Basically.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. A nigga that's so you ain't never caught no nigga that's worth something doing that though. Am I kidding?
I probably have one. See, the way this game work is
The
you have
game.
to get with a man who ain't used to dating bad. Do a lot. If we
Oh, she said not used to dating a bad chick, as if this is a bad chick. Ma'am, I got more hair on my head than you do. It's always the ones with the biggest backs and the longest nails that think that they are bad chicks. It's absolutely ridiculous. But understand the reality of what's happening here is that she saw a sucker and licked it. And that sucker, that simp, that weak man got taken advantage of. Just as I said before, young men, you got to understand, how are you placing yourself, or how are you thinking about yourself, your value within your confidence, within a relationship, and where you can participate in a way that makes sense for you and not become a stepdaddy to 3 kids with a disrespectful wife. There's so many women that actually think this way, but don't have the balls like this woman to get up on a podcast and to talk about it within this manner. But they know that it places them lower on the dating totem pole, but they just don't want to admit that and feed into the propaganda that it's valuable for them to be a strong single mother. But I commend this woman for her free game that she's letting y'all hear right now, because it paints a larger picture onto the epidemic of simps, or to the epidemic of white knights who are unable to have clear dialogue with someone like me in regards to behaviors like this. You cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. You cannot turn a disrespectful Lilith or a tyrannical Delilah into a housewife. It is physically impossible and inevitably. It was actually more crazy about this is that no matter what it is that I say, she has already won. So it may be too late for that brother over there, but for everyone else that watches content like this, just understand the importance of not getting taken advantage of. Let's look down at some of these comments. I hate when people see these videos and assume that she's speaking for all women. Well, I hate when women watch content like this and don't speak up against it. Y'all quick to come over here and to cast judgment on the things that we say or the things that we tell men, but you let this type of content go unabated. And I'm not talking about the MTRs, by the way. They know better. It's kind of hard not to. I know what you mean, though. Can't put none besides you MFs. Honestly, let's keep going. Stop bashing her honesty Isn't that what we beg for? Her being honest? We need more women like her. I can only assume that this person is being sarcastic. Yeah, the honesty is cool, but she wasn't honest when getting into this relationship. She made it seem like all was good and that he's not a sucker for taking her in. Let's keep going. I guarantee you, she dies alone. She makes her whole household look trash. You know, I even think about this point right here, but this is a mother, right? Whose sons are going to find her content, whose daughters may seek out her content and see the way that she disrespects her father. But what does she care? She's getting likes and clicks off of this, right? So it must all be worth it. Let's keep going. She said, it's the ones we don't like. Cold, cold. I hope she don't have sons. Yeah, it's the ones that they don't like, that they don't treat like this, but the nice guys get treated disrespectfully. Why are men dogs? Because women like this have created them. A lot of the behavior of modern men today is a response to the change of women. Men have not been changing. Women have been changing on the backs of feminism, on the backs of hormonal birth control, and so many other things. But they are absolutely changing, especially if you consider the cultural constructs that allows for that change to occur and the constant message from